What are you having, tea or coffee?
It's tea, of course.
How's your
Yorkshire
tea?
tea, obviously.
Yorkshire tea. Do you milk, sugar?
No sugar. That's a desolate. Like that's defilement. That's
Really?
horrible thing to do. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, splash of milk, small bit.
And
Not
long brew
much.
time, short brew time? What's your
Depends if I'm in a rush.
fair?
Also depends if it's like leaf tea or a bag.
Good point. Should we give our international listeners a little bit of like a condensed version of the right order of how to make a cup of British tea? Because like number one rule, like obviously no microwave water. Like I feel like it's weird if you're microwaving the water. It has to be from a kettle. I think this is
Oh
just
no,
me.
for sure. But then, have you been to the US? They don't. No one has kettles, but it's because all of their plugs are like really low voltage.
Ah,
And so, because
yeah.
they only have 110-volt plugs, their kettles are really slow. So, if you ever get a kettle, it takes like 10 minutes to boil, which is why they all do it on the hob or in the microwave.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, there I was making fun of, the different methods of water boiling. Anyways, obviously you need boiled water. What's the order, like in your opinion? Because I feel like you're more qualified than me.
Bag in the mug, obviously. Then water on top. Give it time, let it brew. Take the bag out. Put the milk in. That's it.
Nice. What if I told you that this is the order that I would do? Milk first,
Oh dear.
cold milk,
No.
then
Nope.
then hot water. Then you take the
Nope.
bag, you give it. I'm just taking the mic.
The only time I will ever condone milk in first is if you've got a pot of tea and it's brewed, because you can put the milk in first then, and then when you pour in with the pot, you don't need to stir it because it's brewed already.
Smart.
See what I mean? So then
Yeah.
you don't need a teaspoon. You can do brewed tea without a teaspoon.
Nice. So, listeners, if you want advice on your on the best cup of tea, find Ollie. And if you want advice on the worst cup of tea, find me at SwiftLeeds. Oh, anyways, good to see you. We have a lot to chat about today. What is
Welcome to the
on
Yorkshire
our
Tea
agenda?
Podcast.
I actually haven't even mentioned the fact that I'm using a cold brew tea bottle now. That's a whole other story. You would be appalled. It's like when people tell me that they make carbonara with peas and they make carbonara with cream. So it's fine. Let's skip over that. What is on the order of business today?
We'll put raspberries
Ollie?
on pizza. Raspberries on pizza. That's a good one.
Raspberries on pizza. No, that is just...
Yeah, so you get pizza and you put on raspberries with like rocket and balsamic glaze. It's phenomenal.
Do you know what? The balsamic glaze is interesting. My parents are listening to this podcast, Ollie, so please behave
Oh dear.
with this pizza. My mom says like she listens, she doesn't understand, but she likes anyways. Although I know she understands. She would understand this affront on pizza.
I will share some pictures.
Nice. Anyways, okay. So today we are not here to talk about food or drink. I think people can tell that we are hungry for a snack or, just waking up. The topic of today that we wanted to, just talk about and maybe delve. No, I hate the word delve because that's what ChatGPT uses all the time, apparently. Dive, explore. You know what? The issue with ChatGPT is that it's inserted words in my vocabulary that have no business being there. I never used the word delve before. No, the topic of today is all the things that make SwiftLeeds. Well, not all of them. Some of the things that make SwiftLeeds unique. So we just wanted to have a chat about two of the things because they're pretty big things, pretty unique things as well. The live talk show that is new from this year that we know absolutely nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
And the drop-in sessions, which
So
we
it's
might
going to
know.
be a brief talk then, isn't it, when we talk through that?
Yes. But
very quick.
But the drop-in sessions, we know a fair bit about. We might know quite a lot about this. We might have a special announcement.
We might. You have to keep listening.
Okay, I wanted to do a little bit of speculation about the live talk show because, as I said, we don't know much about it. We know what the public know, but I was I was wondering if what you think it's going to be like, because what I know is like it's on the night before the conference starts, and it's a separate ticketed event, and apparently I heard it's going to be like, it's meant to be for a smaller audience, so it's a bit more like I hate this word, like a bit more intimate.
So it's limited, right?
Yes, limited, that's better.
Which will be interesting, right? Because what's the word? No, I'm looking for the word.
You're asking in Italian?
Select, no. I know.
Informal, relaxed?
Exclusive.
Oh,
That's
exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds fun. I like the idea, like if it's a bit smaller, there's 4 hosts, and I don't know how many people there are going to be there, but if it's a smaller audience compared to the usual like 300 or 400 people that come to the conference, it's going to be quite nice because you get to like, maybe you feel more comfort. I feel like I would feel more comfortable asking questions in a smaller room. Maybe interact.
It's interesting though, because why does it need to be smaller? So there must be a reason for it.
I'm wondering. Maybe it will be a lot more like not cooperative, but more interactable. Because I'm thinking like, if it's if it's in a smaller venue with less people, then it's because it has to be. I don't know. This is just my speculations. As I said, we don't know much about this except for this. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. I think it's going to be fun though. I don't know. I haven't purchased my ticket yet, but
I've purchased one for me and for all of my colleagues that are coming with me. So
slay.
We'll be there in force.
Nice.
So I think I bought 5. So get them soon because they'll be going if everyone else is buying 5 like I did.
Damn, actually, you know what? Unironically writing this on my to-do list because imagine I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how it's going to be like. And then I go try and buy the ticket and it's gone. No. Buy tickets for talk show. So I'll be there as well. It's gonna be fun. How do you feel like when you're at a conference, like asking questions? Because I always feel like I only ask questions to speakers that I know personally for some reason. I feel super shy.
Yeah, I don't know. I often feel like most of my questions get answered by talks, and so I will often find that I won't immediately have a question to ask there and then, but often you can go up to them speakers afterwards and ask if there's something else that springs to mind, especially with like a big technical talk, because it takes a while just to process a lot of the stuff that happens, right? Especially like, for example, like your build a binary talk, right? It's very in depth. And I don't think I would get to the end of that and be like, oh, I know what I need to ask. But, once it's sunk in, the 3rd or 4th time I've heard it at 3 different conferences, that's when I need to ask the questions.
How many times did you hear that, actually? I can't remember how many times I gave it. I get 4 times.
I think it's twice. I think iOS... I think I've had it twice, which was SwiftLeeds and iOS WK.
Yeah, I also gave it in Pragma, which was really funny, except for at the beginning I had like a giggle fit. I couldn't stop. Like, I don't know why. It hasn't happened to me on stage ever since. But that's also like a really big audience that they had there. So I was like, my God. No. So the talk show is going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to have like topics to discuss before, or it's going to be more spontaneous.
Don't know. Yeah.
But let's see.
What if we actually heard about it?
Yeah, let's actually.
So the panelists are Dave Verver,
Nice.
Gwyn Raskind,
Nice.
Marco Pont, and Donny Valls.
Oh, nice. That's going to be good. How long is it? Like 90 minutes? 1 hour?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Actually,
2.5
that's
hours.
pretty good.
2.5 hours, and they'll be discussing some hot topics such as the future and evolution of Swift, why Swift packages are the future, how Swift can be used across different platforms, and much, much more.
Ooh, okay, that's cool. I was thinking like 1.5 hours for 4 people is gonna like not that it's gonna be hard to get everyone in, but I was thinking like it might be a bit rushed. 2.5 hours, that's a really good time.
Yeah, it should be a really good one as well, right? Because obviously talking about Swift packages, Dave was behind the Swift package index.
Yeah.
Different platforms, obviously. All the Apple platforms, WatchOS, macOS, tvOS, but obviously I think Gwyn is on the Vapor Core team as well, so different platforms also being server-side Swift, which will be a really interesting thing to dive into as well.
Nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm curious. Should be good. Okay, we're done speculating on the talk show. I'm gonna try and we should try and get some more tea from our friends at SwiftLeeds, and literally us begging like, please give us some info. But for now, let's talk now about the drop-in sessions, which were
new last year.
Yeah, good experiment. It was. I mean, I think it worked out really, really well. From what we heard, it was super successful.
Yeah. Did you go to any?
I tried to go to one and I couldn't because they were all booked up. I left it till last minute.
Blimey.
Yeah. So then I had to find
that doesn't sound like you.
I have a to-do list, Ollie. Look at this.
Okay.
So what I was trying to do after is I was trying to get, because I wanted to get just to get some advice on a few things. So I was trying to get some of the drop-in speakers. I don't know what's the official term for them. But anyways, I was trying to corner them. Hosts? I'd say host. Anyways, I was trying to corner them at lunch or between coffee breaks. But obviously I felt really bad because I said I should have gotten a place in line like everyone else. So yeah, that's number one advice I would give, because they're doing it again this year. Everyone heard how good they were from last year. So as soon as they get the booking up, book, basically.
Yeah.
Do not leave it.
Imagine it's the design lab at WWDC.
This is my number one piece of advice.
So we've learned the limited sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I think it's
limited, first come, first served.
Yeah.
So
don't
booking early, I guess.
That's the number one piece of advice. To just, as soon as they announce the bookings, just go for them, because you will be like me, that then you have to try and balance oh my God, I'm trying to get to this talk, I'm trying to get to that talk. So yeah, best to plan it out when you have the chance.
Yeah, booking early, it's all included with the ticket, so you don't have to pay anything extra for it, which is good.
Yeah, that's also really good. I think that's one of the coolest things about it. It's one of the additions to the conference that is it's so unique and it's included in the price. That is mad to me. Because I know that, the value that you get from these, obviously I didn't get to go, but I heard great feedback from people that went. Apparently it was super successful. Did you end up going?
I haven't been to, no, I didn't actually book any last year again, so I left it too late and then I didn't make it to any of them.
Damn. Well, fingers crossed. I wonder, we don't know what sessions there's going to be this year, but maybe we know a little bit more than we let on.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
We just might. Do you know how long they are as well, the sessions? Because last year, I think they had the same amount of slots, but we know from this year that it can vary a little bit. What is the deal?
Yeah, I think it depends on obviously what you need and how much time you need from one of the experts, but I think it's from about 15 to 30 minutes, so quarter of an hour to half an hour, depending on what you need. So obviously we're very lucky today, right, to introduce a very special guest to our podcast. Is that right?
Indeed. Tune in 2 seconds. I don't know what. Tune in. Oh, I think I definitely. Tune in.
Wow.
I don't know why I wasn't ready. Okay, stick around. You're gonna find out one of the drop-in session hosts for this year live on SwiftLounge. Tune in 2 seconds. Really excited to introduce you all to Gabrielle, who is a professional with some of the most terrifyingly impressive experience that I've stalked on LinkedIn. And she's a consultant expert on mobile strategy, engineering, CTO, and an engineering leader. So it's really fantastic to have her here, and even more fantastic to know that we'll have her at the conference for a drop-in session. So welcome, Gabby, and
Big announcement.
this is us like announcing. I don't think I'd hope that no one knows before, because
I hope Adam hasn't leaked it. I don't think Adam's leaked it yet.
But yeah, Gabby, how are you? So excited to have you here.
Yeah, really great. Thank you. Excited to be here too. Really excited about coming to the conference as well. I've been kind of to the last three. Last year I had COVID, so I had to live stream instead at the last minute, which I was really gutted about, but the live stream was great. So to be a part of it is going to be really exciting.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's too bad that you were going to come last year. It was so much fun, but it's great that the live stream was set up, and I did not expect them to set it up, and it was great. Apparently, my family in Italy was watching the talks.
Yeah, fun fact as well. I was so keen that I actually had ticket number 1 for last year's conference. So the fact that I couldn't come in person was quite gutting.
No, I'm really emotional now. I don't know why this is. I'm in a phase now where like I cried at an ice hockey gender reveal yesterday. So this is awesome. I don't know why everything gets me these days. But that's, oh my gosh. Well, I guess this year is going to be even more exciting because to come as a speaker. Well, I'd say that drop-in session hosts are speakers as well. So it's going to be really, really exciting. It's going to be great.
Yes, definitely. And a lot less stressful than having to get on that massive stage in front of everyone in that theatre. I get to sit one-to-one, hopefully somewhere fairly quiet and fairly chilled. So it's the best of all worlds, really.
Nice. I think
just people bringing you coffee all the time as well, I imagine. It'd be quite good.
Amazing. That sounds amazing.
That'd be good. Which actually it reminds me, I wanted to ask you just a question to get started, which is the most important question that I think I can ever ask you all day, and is what is your idea of a perfect breakfast? For people that don't know, we are recording this at 8:30 a.m., so I thought we can theme it around breakfast.
Yeah, great. I can tell you exactly what my perfect breakfast is. So I've been on a bit of a health kick since this year, and I changed what I eat for breakfast. I used to eat cereal and kind of muesli, and I've now changed it. So I have quite a lot of nuts, seeds, a few oats, yogurt, What else to have in there? And then some fruit, blueberries, pomegranate, and I absolutely love it. Sets me up for the day. Feels nice and healthy. No sharp blood sugar drops afterwards. So yeah, feeling good. I wasn't too keen at first, but now if I can't have my yogurt and nuts, I'm a little bit stressy all morning. So yeah, I've got that to come after. I don't eat breakfast when I first get up. I generally wait a couple of hours as long as I can. So I've got that to look forward to later.
Nice.
Be hungry now as well.
What is your breakfast?
What's your favourite breakfast?
I am not a very consistent breakfast eater, as in some days I will have it, some days I won't, but I don't really have a go-to breakfast either, I guess. So today I actually have been snacking on, I bought some sourdough, like a dark rye sourdough at the farmer's market yesterday. So you tell I live in like London, right? But yeah, so that was yesterday. Sometimes I have we'll make bagels, which is always good, a good bake. And then normally have that with some egg or something. But yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And Gabby, I'm laughing.
How about you, Anna? What do you have?
Well, I'm laughing because I think Gabby and I listened to the Zoe podcast. Because I started having... Because when I heard that breakfast, I was like, oh, someone's having the yogurts and seeds special by Tim Spector.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have to say.
Kefir yogurt as well.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? It's so good.
It's so good. It's so tasty. And get that microbiome going. I tell you what. You know what? I feel like the pomegranate seeds for me have been a game changer in the yogurt. Because I don't like adding, obviously, there's no point adding sugar to the Greek yogurt with the seeds. Because then, it's not healthy anymore. But pomegranate seeds just make it so nice. And my latest trick is like a tiny teaspoon of either peanut butter or almond butter, which sounds strange, but weirdly it works so well with the pomegranate. It's crazy. That is
I sometimes do that with the peanut butter as well. Yeah. I think we share the same breakfast, it sounds like.
I genuinely wonder how much of the UK is starting that, because I know lots of other friends as well that they are, they started listening to the Zoe podcast, and I can tell when they have because of their breakfast choice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I would highly recommend the Zoe podcast.
Nice.
It's great.
It is. It's a really good podcast. Yeah, they sound very they're probably more organized than us. We are still learning, Gabby. We're getting there.
Definitely getting there.
It is only episode 2, right? No, episode 1. Is it officially episode 1 or episode 2? Do we index from 0?
That's the issue that the last episode is technically episode 0. This is the episode 1. But I think the way that we have to, of course, you can't upload episode 0 on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So it says season 1, episode 1, but then we wrote episode 0. So
we're still learning.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It is a tech podcast though, so I think it's fine to have the first episode be then 0. That's great. Everyone will understand. Yeah.
But yeah, the cool thing that we were talking about earlier, we weren't actually, because we're recording this bit first, so we're gonna talk about that later, technically. But is that some of the coolest stuff about SwiftLeeds is the extra bits on top of just the regular talks, in the theater, like the live show, the live talk show that they're going to start from this year, which I'm really excited about, and the drop-in sessions. So apparently, because it's I don't want to actually, this is too much fumbling around. I'm actually, you know what, Gabby? I'm going to start asking you some questions directly about your session, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your session is titled Mobile-Focused Career Development. So the way, I like the way that I know you said you came up with it very quickly, but I like it because it doesn't say iOS specific career development or Apple platform focused career development. Um, so I guess what is some of the stuff that people can come to you with? I guess because of the title suggests, people can even ask you like, should I just focus on iOS development or should I do Android development? What are some of the things that people can come to your session for?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so mobile focused rather than iOS. So I've done all sorts of different types of development. When I was an IC, I mostly specialized in iOS, and that's still kind of my favorite go-to platform. But I found as you get more across mobile development as a whole, you do tend to branch out. So I've done all sorts. I've done Android dev as well. I've done React Native, I've done Flutter. And really, when you're building out a strategy for an organization, you have to be across all of that. So in terms of the people who might be coming to the session, just anything really to do with that mobile career development. So some of the questions that I've suggested that people might want to bring, things like what platforms and technologies should I focus on? Should my next role be in product or service? So maybe consultancy or a product company or a different kind of company. How do you keep up to date with skills and knowledge? When should you make that move from IC to manager or leader? Should you be developing side projects? Can you monetize those side project apps? Do you want to take a leap to being an indie dev? And if so, how can you get started? And really anything else to do with mobile career. So those are all really things that I've either done myself or coached and mentored other people to do throughout my career. So any of those things really, taking the next step and where to go.
Nice. That's really exciting. I'm starting to think about what to ask you. But you know what? Actually, I might ask you something now because as I said, like the slots get booked up so quick for the drop-in sessions. Apparently last year, what was it? Like 98% of them were booked almost right away. So I'm going to actually ask you something that has been in my mind for a while, but so you were an IC and now you're a consultant, but you're more like a leadership role. Do you miss being an IC? And if you do, how do you cope with it?
I think, Anna, just before we dive into that, I think it might be worth just for anyone that doesn't know what IC stands for as well, just spelling it out as well. Just
good point.
All good.
Yeah, I can take that. So IC, independent contributor. So that's going from being in this kind of context, a dev working on tickets, doing that yourself, to being someone who doesn't really work on the tickets. Maybe you're more of a team lead or a project manager or a delivery lead or those kinds of things. So yeah, do I miss it? Yes, and just like everybody, it was kind of an accidental move on my part. You just end up doing more of that leadership and less of that IC stuff. And I really, I don't know if I should say this, but I think I was a really good engineer. I really enjoyed being an engineer. So it was quite difficult for me to step away from that. But how do I cope with that? I still actually do tons of engineering. I do tons of side projects. If I hadn't been on a call with you this morning before I started my client work, I would have been working on my React app or my website. I still do tons of stuff like learning Flutter. So I haven't done that commercially yet, but I'm really interested. I've been learning that. I'm always doing engineering. And also one of the things that I do, I work with various different clients. So I'm busy with different people every day with different challenges. And thanks to the kind of role that I have, I do get to dive into that quite a lot. So I don't do very much engineering, but I do, if someone's got a really gnarly problem or if someone's trying to change how they approach things with a team, I find the easiest way for me to do that is to lead by example and demonstrate how that should look. So I'm quite often jumping in things, still doing PRs. But yeah, if someone said you can't do any more engineering anymore, that I just wouldn't bother. I think I'd just stay in
Game
bed.
over.
Game over. So yeah, it's interesting how you manage that transition. But for me, it's doing a lot of the hobby stuff and a lot of the learning and keeping on top of that. But then keeping out of the way of the pros on the team. Like once you make that move, you then can't tell the team how they should implement things, because then nobody's doing a good job of anything. You're not doing a great job, and they can't do the good job that they should be able to do because you're interfering. So you have to get used to that.
Nice. That's a good, very fresh way, because I have heard so many things from a lot of people. Because I have been thinking about, like, slowly starting to switch to like management, because there's a few things I like about it, and everyone keeps telling me like, oh well, say goodbye to coding, say goodbye to doing any contribution. I'm like, no, but like I like it. That's what I'm doing this for. So no, thank you, because it energized me a lot, actually. I was like, okay. And okay, I'm curious about your side projects, because I'm a fan of side projects, ones that I finish, and most of them I don't finish. And I have a few. I know Ollie has a few.
That sounds like a topic for a whole conference talk, Anna.
Oh, does it now? But Ollie's side projects, he's on it because he's publishing them. I am, as I said, I'm not. What are your side projects like, and what are you working on at the moment?
My side projects almost never get finished. I'm big at starting things and not finishing things with side projects. So I hate that way of working, like professionally. So I think it's just a bit of an outlet. But I've got loads of stuff that I've done over the years. I've got probably my biggest one that I should really publish properly, but didn't, is it's an app called Task Timer. And I use it tons now on freelancing. So it's essentially, I think there's actually like a proper product that does the same thing called Toggle now, but it's how I keep track of my timesheets. But unfortunately, I haven't updated the code for about 5 years, and I wanted to make some changes to it, and I just cannot update anymore. So that's one of the big ones. What I'm working on now, I just fell down a rabbit hole. I think I was procrastinating because I needed to do my admin or something, and I started a React web app, which is essentially, this is really random, I do a sport called wing foiling, which is a bit like windsurfing. And I'm on the committee of their club, and they need a way of letting people book into sessions. And they've basically been using Google Sheets for the longest time. So I said, right, this is kind of what I'll do. Obviously, you don't want to build something like that. Never build that. This is definitely a buy situation. So what am I doing? I'm building the web app, just to see, which is just going to be either it'll never get anywhere, or it'll be a millstone around my neck for the rest of the time as I have to keep this thing updated. But like, why not? I couldn't find anything off the shelf that did quite what I wanted. So I've never done the React app before either, so that's quite a lot of fun. And I've been learning, what is it? I think it's Gatsby, the React static website generator. So I'm trying to do my professional website, which please don't look that right now because it's absolutely shocking. I tried to do a new version of that using Gatsby and React. So this is all spinning off the back of learning React Native for a role a couple of years ago, which, yeah. So yeah, just anything. I'll just find any excuse. I've done all sorts of things. I used Bare Notes, which some people might be familiar with because that's like a really big Apple ecosystem product. I absolutely love it. And I wrote some Swift script. I can't even really remember what it did. I think it was to suck notes out of Kindle. So I was reading books, making notes. And I kind of sucked it out of there and put it all in Bare. And then found I never actually used those notes. So I ran it twice and then never again. So yeah, basically useless things that teach me a lot about the tech that I use day to day. I think it's a really valuable thing to do. Because I've learned tons. When I was an IC, I would really just use that for playing. So I learned a lot about testing. I learned pretty much everything I use about TDD, so test-driven development, which I then transferred across. I did a talk years ago about using a tool called Sorcery, which essentially you can annotate your code, and then at compile time it will generate a load of like a load of boilerplate code for you. So I used to use that for testing. I used to use that to annotate classes that it would then automatically mock. Again, I think there's other things that do it better now, but that was something that I spent quite a lot of time doing in my spare time, and then I was able to lift and shift that into commercial projects and go really fast with the dev on that. So yeah, just anything that just like, I'm one of those people, especially if I've got something that I really, really need to do. I'll be like, right, do the thing, and I'll be like, interesting thing over there. Let's go and learn Rust or Haskell. Haven't done that. I haven't done that yet, but yeah.
Haskell is a really, really weird language, to be fair, if you've never done it.
No, I've never done it, but...
Yeah, no, Haskell. My maths lecturer at university actually was one of the co-writers of Haskell, so we got it drilled into us a little bit at the time, which was an interesting one. But it's a very, very recursive kind of type of language. If you like recursion, you like Haskell.
Yeah, we have to stop talking about it now,
recursion.
What is recursion? That's all of my free time gone.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's true. It's true. I like one quick thing about the side project discussion is that it sounds interesting because what I got from it is side projects help you do your actual job as well. So how do I explain this actually? No, it sounds like you've used the side projects as a way to then get skills that you use in your project work, in your client work. So really, it sounds like almost like a non-negotiable for devs, especially of all levels, not even mid-levels or juniors. Like every step of the way sounds like pretty essential.
Yeah, I think so. It's a tricky question, and I've had lots of people ask me this: do I have to do side projects outside of work? And I would never say to someone, on a team that I was running, yes, you've got to do it, because it's a lot of commitment, and I've never really treated it personally in a structured way. I've never thought, right, I've got to learn this, or it's always been, out of curiosity and exploration, and something that I can't stop doing rather than something that I have to do. But I definitely think if you can do it, it's going to be of massive benefit, and better still if you enjoy doing it. If you're the kind of person who's really into tech and you enjoy doing it, that's really good for your career. Because if all you want to do is do your 9 to 5 and then not touch tech afterwards, I kind of feel like you're missing out on a career that you might really enjoy. Because for me, if I, especially when I first started freelancing, my time wasn't full, and in that time I would code, I would write stuff, I would learn stuff, so I do it anyway. I do it whether I'm getting paid for it or not. So like I say, it feels like a lost opportunity. Find that career that, I don't think it's essential for you to love what you do, but I think really working on it and mastering it can help you to love what you do. So it's a bit of a, like it feeds in. The more you want to do it, the more you enjoy doing it. It kind of circles around, but definitely a huge benefit, I would say.
Nice. Thank you so much. It's been really great. Like I feel like I've gotten my own drop-in session. No, thank you so much, Gabby. We're gonna let you go and do a million things because I know you're super busy. But yeah, thank you so much for chatting to us. And I honestly, I can't wait for the conference. I can't wait to see you there, and I'll corner you and I will chat to you until you ask security to bring me away. That doesn't sound very good.
Before you go, do you want to give a quick 30-second elevator pitch for your session so that people know what they're coming in for as well?
Oh, that sounds tricky. 30 seconds. I don't think I'd say anything in 30 seconds. So mobile focused career development, whatever stage you're at, if you're just starting out or if you're further along the line and you have any of those questions that I said earlier, platforms, technologies, what would your next role look like? Do you want to be a product or service? How do you keep up to date with skills and knowledge? Should you make the move from IC to manager? Where are you with developing side projects or even indie development? And how do you line up your CV or resume to get those roles? Or anything else to do with your mobile career, come along. And then I think it'll be more like you'll need to get security to stop me talking about it, because I can just chat about this stuff for hours. So really looking forward to meeting everyone at the conference and chatting about their career development.
Perfect. And is there anything that people should bring along with them or prepare in advance?
I don't think there's anything that anybody needs to bring along. Perhaps just a little bit of thought about what they'd like to get out of the session, where they are, perhaps where they'd like to be a career move or two down the line, so that they can start planning ahead for that, and what steps might be useful to get them to where they want to be longer term.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Sounds great. I will be signing up for that when they go live.
Like in a few months, it's going to be me and Ollie like fist fighting in the line. It's a virtual line. There's no fist fighting
like,
in the virtual line.
You can only come 3 times, not again. You can't do all 6 sessions on a. Give someone else a turn.
I can already see the eye. It's. No, but yeah, Gabby, thank you so much for chatting to us. We've taken up a lot of your time, but hope you have a great rest of the day and see you in Leeds.
Yes, can't wait. Thanks. It's been an absolute pleasure. Nice to chat to you both today.
Great. Bye, Gabby. See you later. Is that London internet connection?
Might be. It's EE fibre.
Ooh.
So
I have no
other
idea.
internet providers are available.
I have no idea what internet provider I have. I have no idea how much it costs. Someone else sorts it out for me, and I just complain about it. That's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's debrief. That was super, super good. Now I'm really excited. I mean, I was already really excited, but now I think I'm going to book even sooner. I'm going to be waiting for the booking link.
So you're definitely signing up for that one then?
Yes. Yeah, because, we found time she found time for us because she has like a crazy busy schedule. And in just like the chat that we had with her, I already come out with like a lot of ideas. Like, for example, what she said like about side projects is something that like even me, that I've very publicly struggled with them and talked a lot about them. I was like, oh my God, damn, like this is really, really is really, really important. So I feel like I've already gained a lot just from talking to her on here. So yeah, I want another 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
I mean, like, it's an interesting one for me as well, right? Because I've just over the last couple of years just done that switch. So I'm much more in a kind of leadership position now at work, where I'm doing less and less coding day to day. There's some other advice, right, that I got from other people, like Leia. So she said to me something about making sure that if you're doing like engineering at work, one of the things that you should do as a leader is try and remove yourself from the critical path. So like work on things that are not essential to the team and not going to block teams when the deadlines come up, but you can do things like tech debt and other things that might be useful to the team, but not kind of essential to be done immediately.
Nice. Oh, that's actually a really good point as well. And I guess for you as well, like you have a lot of opportunities to code outside of your day-to-day job as well, because you've got a few apps on the store, which I wanted to mention last episode. Yeah, I was going to talk about it last time and I forgot to bring it up. You have a...
They're all, no, go on.
Oh, sorry. The internet is so bad. It's making us lag quite a lot. So sorry about that. I don't know why I say sorry. It's my stupid internet. As I say, I love complaining about it. No, it was cool because you've got that conferences app, right? It's an app that has all the upcoming conferences, all the call for papers. So it's definitely one to download.
So it was for me really just to manage all the different conferences that happen in the Swift world and make sure that I'd applied to all the ones that I wanted to apply to. It's not been very helpful this year in terms of actually success rate, but we'll keep trying, keep submitting, and we'll hopefully get there eventually. But yeah, it's got a list of all of the different conferences.
No. But is it open source? I remember you open sourced one of your apps.
It's open source. Oh. Pretty much everything I work on is open source now, even at work.
Nice.
But we do a lot of open source stuff, like I don't make money out of any of my side projects because it's more effort to fill the tax return in than it is to actually, than I actually will end up making money out of. For like £5 a year, it's not worth having to go through all that extra effort. So might as well make it open source, make it free to download, make it free to use the code.
But it's nice. I like it. Should we post, like, actually when we're going to write the show notes at the end, we're going to put a link to the conferences app. Just because I think it's like, I really like the idea of apps that are open source, like the code are open source, because people in our discipline, I think it's a generalization, but something I've observed in the last few years, it's hard to get started on open source projects, on like contributing to anything, because what a lot of people are familiar with is like applications, like iOS apps and things like that. So it's hard to get started with just in general. So it's good to have apps like that because they allow you to do, to contribute to something, because an app is something that everyone knows and everyone knows how to contribute to. So yeah, I think it's great. So we'll post it in the show notes for people to have a little peek.
Yeah, 100%. And if people want to contribute to it as well, obviously just raise a pull request, stick some stuff in there if you have changes that you want to make and improvements that you want to have.
Nice. Cool. I think that's all the time we have for today, because we have meetings to go to. It is the morning after all.
It is.
So yeah, thank you so much, Ollie, as well for indulging this. I don't know what am I even saying.
I don't know. Why am I being thanked?
I don't know. I was like, I thank you for your presence. But I'm like, that's not the way that we.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to close the show. Okay. See you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time for more shenanigans, more special announcement, aka leaks from the SwiftLeeds team, and snort laughs. Go for the
see
closing.
You soon.
No, see you soon. ChatGPT.
No, see you soon. No, we don't do that.
No, because
which one are we using? We're using the Swift Dreams. Swift Dreams is. I can come up with more. Swift Dreams is a very nighttime thing, though, right?
Oh, it's true. Okay, you have to come up with more because we need like a morning themed send off. No, we can't say Swift over coffee. That's another podcast. I can't think of anything. How bad is it?
Start your day the cheesy way. Swift going for a good morning. Just because I said cheesy, make it cheesy.
No way. That is terrible. The good morning. Fix that prompt.
Podcast, code, connect, conquer. SwiftLounge, morning brew and code. Sunrise sessions for coders. Breakfast banter and Swift code.
I tell you what, we're going to have to use the Swift Dreams.
SwiftLounge, breakfast club for Swift coders.
Oh no. Swift coders. Oh, there was a good one from last time. Or something about coding wizards. Something about
Swift on you coding wizards.
Swift on you coding wizards. Okay, I think that's perfect. I think that's what we're gonna have to go with today. Please, Ollie, do the honors. Thank you everyone for tuning in. See you next time.
Swift on you coding wizards. No, I'm gonna have to do that again. Swift on you coding wizards.
The power in the voice. Oh my god. Okay, that's amazing. We got it.